One of the most ambitious parts of this new White House, deportations of criminal illegal immigrants, starting with the most violent offenders. This week, detained immigrants were led onto military cargo planes taking off from El Paso, Texas. 14,000 immigrants have been arrested since President Trump took office, according to border czar Tom Homan. That's lower than the commander-in-chief's goal of as many as 1,500 arrests per day. Tom Homan says there's still a lot of work to be done.
I'm not happy with the numbers because we got a lot of criminals to find. We got to increase the targeting production. So we're doing that now. We're increasing the targeting. We're increasing the teams out there in the field. And finally, I'll be honest with you, sanctuary cities are causing us a lot of work. And rather than arresting a bad guy in Rikers Island, we have to go to the neighborhood and find them, find people that don't want to be found.
Let's bring in former U.S. Border Patrol agent Ammon Blair. Thank you so much for joining us. First, I just have to ask you, critics might say there aren't as many bad guys in America, that these violent offenders are very rare, and that's why there aren't enough arrests, because there aren't so many with a rap sheet. What do you say to those who believe that?
Sure. There was actually a report that was released in July that there was a little over 650,000 criminal illegal aliens that were released by ICE, and they were on the non-detained docket. So to think that there's not that many is somewhat absurd, to include also almost the 2 million illegal aliens that got away. Those are the people that didn't want to get caught by people like me as a Border Patrol agent. And so they went around us and went into every one of your guys' communities inside the United States.
What's the biggest hurdle to that 1,500 arrests a day goal for the president?
I mean, Tom Homan talked about sanctuary cities, but to be honest, it's local law enforcement. Look, there's only so many ICE personnel. And you're going to need your local police departments, your sheriffs, and your state police department to work hand in hand with ICE. Unfortunately, just like here in Texas, we have full sheriff's departments, police departments, mayors that are unwilling to work with ICE. And so these agents are having to try to work this situation on their own. And previous to now, really, they weren't doing this job. And so a lot of the information sharing, the intelligence gathering and sharing really hasn't been there. So they're kind of going through some growing stages in terms of how to actually make a coordinated effort across federal and state law enforcement to try to get the numbers that the Trump administration wants.
Well, make it make sense for those watching at home who are curious. Why would local law enforcement outside of sanctuary cities not want to work with ICE? Is it because it's outside of their jurisdiction? They don't want to get their hands dirty? They don't want to be involved?
Sure. I think it's the stigma, a few things. It could be the stigma of getting involved in terms of illegal immigration, that's not the job that they signed up for. Also, there's a stigma that they think that it's going to cost the resources, whether that's manpower, money, or equipment, to go to an enforcement that's not part of their priorities, whether you're a county sheriff or law enforcement. But that's not the case. As you can see, like in terms of, say, Jocelyn's case here in Texas, where she was brutally murdered by 2 illegal aliens. Unfortunately, a lot of the criminal enterprises, whether that's cartels or Tren de Aragua, they seek after these immigrant communities, and they go in there and they co-opt and coerce the people in there. They enforce. They're pretty much an enforcement arm, and so inside those areas. So the biggest hurdle we need to get across, or what Tom Homan and this administration, is that by going after these criminal illegal aliens, we're actually going to protect the immigrant communities, which is part of law enforcement's job.
One really quick question I have to ask. Do you foresee that sanctuary status, that these laws that prevent federal enforcement of immigration policy, do you see them being thrown out?
No, ma'am. It's going to be hard. I mean, we're a constitutional republic. And so our laws are bottom up, not really top down. And so that's why the federal government is having to request that authorization through state and local. Now you are having states like Florida, or here in Texas, where we're now currently in our 89th legislative session, where they're going to try to mandate local and state law enforcement entities to work with ICE. But right now, it's all whether you want to or you're willing or not.
Yeah. Ammon Blair.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.